Hi friends, this is Barb Ryder, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thank you for tuning in. I have a couple of projects for you today, and we are using the Words and Wishes dies and stamp set, so basically the bundle, from the May to August 2026 Stampin' Up! Catalog. So, let's get started. I'll turn the camera down and we'll see what we've got going on. So this bundle is pretty unique. It is a birthday bundle, and you've got sentiments for the inside and the outside. You have some images that you can stamp, just by themselves. But lots of stamps in this bundle. Now, the bundle, when you look at this, or even in the catalog, it's on page 41 in the Stampin' Up! In the catalog here, down here, no, not there, right here, page 48, 41, page 41. Anyway. And our die set, when you look at this, it's very deceiving. It looks much smaller, but when you look at the dies, look how big they are. Today we're going to be using Best Wishes, and we're going to be using some of these leaves, and just an amazing set of dies with the words. I love this. So hopefully this will inspire you. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to have you work with me, and I would be happy to answer questions you have. You can reach out to me right here at my website. You can do my contact, send me a message, however it works for you. Even message me here on the watching the channel. I would appreciate if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, do so. That would be great. You can get notified when I do Stampin' Up! Videos. So let's go ahead. We're going to move these out of the way. We're going to get started on our projects, and the first project we have actually is, I'm just grabbing them over here to the side. Our first project is using the product of the month from a couple months ago. This is being recorded in July of 2026, and this is the Peaceful Pine Polka Dot Vellum that was in our product of the month. So this is the card we're going to create first, an easy card, not nothing hard, but it's a great layout, and I just want to show you how you can use the stamps. Now, I will tell you that the tag that we're going to be using, these were in the catalog that retired in May of 2026, right before this new one that came out, May to August. They're no longer available. We had done these projects, and I thought I would share them. We had done them on a one-day retreat that I had with the new catalog product, and so anyway, you can't get these any longer, but you can use whatever fits, okay? Whatever fits. So I'm gonna bring this kind of over here, and we are gonna go ahead and get started. Now I know this is white on white, but all I'm doing is matching this up because I don't have it pre-scored, matching up the corners, and this is 8.5 by 5.5. Okay, so there we have that. Then the parts and pieces that we have here is, we have some Peaceful Pine ribbon we're going to use. This is that vellum. It's so cool. That was a great product of the month. So 1.5 by 4.5 is the vellum piece. We have our ink, which is the soft seafoam. It was escaping me there for a second. 3.5 by 4.5, and then Peaceful Pine is 3.5 by 4 3/4. So, is that the same size? I said that wrong. 4.5 by 3 1/4. Peaceful Pine is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Yes. So I did have it layered correctly. Okay. Move this out of the way. All right, so let's go ahead and do our stamping. This card is horizontal. We're going to use one of the little packages that are in the stamp set, and we're basically just going to stamp those, kind of going from, you know, just down here and making an angle. And you don't have to stamp the whole thing because they're not all going to show, but let's just get these going on here, and just like that. All right, bring that up so you can see. So I just did those kind of at an angle. Then on the inside of the card, I am going to go ahead and ink up and just stamp some packages down the side, just to give some interest on the inside of the card. Just like that. Okay, super easy. How about the envelope? I have that sitting over there, so I think I will do a couple of these here on the front, and same thing on my flap. I'm just going to stamp some packages. I will come back and do those at the top there, just like that. I want to go off the page a little bit. That's the reason I was saying I'd come back and do one up there and one like that. Whoops, I got a line on that one, but that's okay. All right, so we have a little fun on the outside before they get on the inside, right? Isn't that how we do it? Alrighty, so let's go ahead. And I've just chosen, like you see here, Happy Birthday. And they are two separate stamps. And I've just put them on the one long block. Now, I think they're on here a little crooked, but so I have to be careful how I stamp, right? We're going to just stamp so that we can put the bow on the opening of the hole that's going to be there. And if you are watching this at a much, much later date, you will see that I've got two different types of ink pads here, and that's because Stampin' Up! Is transitioning back to felt pads with magnetic cases. We've had this for years, and they're transitioning. So right now it's just the in colors, and Peaceful Pine is one of the 5 in colors that we have for 26 and 27. All right, so Happy Birthday, I am going to just take that, and let's come down here and stamp it right there. All right, beautiful. There we go. And that is all the stamping we have on this card. Like I said, I have another one I'm going to share with you using this bundle. So let's just put things together. So remember, it's going this way. So we're going to take, the other thing about this product of the month is that it was great vellum because you can't see the adhesive, which is amazing. So I loved that. So we're going to take that. That's going to fit just right across the front of our soft seafoam. I think I've got it straight. Okay. And then next, this is going to go onto our Peaceful Pine. I always like to put my layers together, smallest to biggest. Some people do it differently, but that's how I do mine. And actually, this is a sliver. Well, that's okay. It's a sliver short on my vellum here. But like I say, this is a handmade card, right? And so if there is a little imperfection, that's because it's homemade. Handmade with love, right? All right, so that's what we have. And then let's just go ahead and put it on the front of the card base. And then we'll put our sentiment on last. So just center that into your card base. Okay. And this is flat, so again, this would be should be fine going through the mail. This really is not very big, and it shouldn't have a problem at all. So, all right, so let's see. This is I'm gonna bring this right to the edge over here. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit so you can see a little more on the packages. So let's do that, and there we go. I think that's straight. Okay, and just take a mini glue dot and put on your ribbon, and I'm going to put it down so that it's covering that hole. Let's see, I'm going to do kind of like that since we've got a little extra space, and this side will cover up that hole. I do need to trim this off a sliver because it's covering up a lot of the packages, and I don't want that. And it had a little bit of fray. So there we go, because it's been in the envelope for a minute. All right, there is the first card using the Words and Wishes bundle. All right, let's put that over here. Now the next card is beautiful. It is featuring the hydrangea hue, which is another in color. And like I said, we've got all these die cut pieces that we're going to be using. I'm going to grab the silicone mat here on this one because I've got all the parts and pieces here. Now, I will tell you the designer paper is the Boutique Blooms, and this is such a pretty designer paper. This is with, it features all of the in colors, but man, this little bit of gold is just gorgeous in here. This is one of our gold trims. I think it's on the last chance list as I'm recording this in July of 2026. And I used some of our gold foil and those leaves from the die set, if I can get those out here. And I chose to go with that gold because, like I said, we used, this was from a retreat, and we had the gold labels, so we used those on a lot of the projects. Okay, I'm going to stick these over here for the moment. Now, here's what I want to share with you. With the die set, you will see that your first letter in those dies, it cuts out separately, okay? So, don't freak out when you do the die cutting and they come out like this. This is just, that's how they're made to be. Now here are the background pieces for those words. Now I have used, I believe I've got the adhesive on the back of the, oh, I didn't show you the sample. Okay, here is what we are creating. Isn't that pretty? Let's put that there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our words together, and I have adhesive sheets on the back here, so let's get those like that, and I'm just going to peel that, get that started. So what I did is I just took adhesive sheets and I put it on the back of white cardstock before I die cut, and then, you know, that just peels off, and then it's already sticky for you. And then just get it lined up a little bit there, and boom, it is on. Same thing. Let's just getting started is probably the hardest part. Getting that off here. Okay, let's get that. Okay, there, and get this lined up in the rest of here, and it's really not difficult at all to get these on there. Now look at that, isn't that awesome? All right, let's do wishes. And take this. I would be curious to know, if you are watching this, how many of you do you use the adhesive sheets with your fine detailing kind of dies like this? It's amazing. You just have to remember to do it before you start die cutting. I think that's our biggest problem. Sometimes we go, oh, why didn't I use my adhesive sheets? Because we just forget about it. We just get going, and that's what happens. All right, let's stick that down. And again, it's so easy to line these up with this the larger piece. It's just super super easy. Okay? Best wishes. All right. So this and this is going to go on the front of our card. So again, this piece is our basic 8.5 by 5.5. Just need to use my bone folder here and score my card. Okay, and we are going to take the hydrangea hue. This is 4 by 5.25. And I'm going to angle this on the front of my card. And we're going to angle to the left. And there's not a big angle because it's, you know, it's a lot. It's about the size of your, almost the size of your card. But you want to get it a point here and a point up there. So then you got a point here and a point there. Okay, you can see that angle? Next, take this beautiful piece, and this is going to go on the opposite angle. Okay, it's going to go this way. And the same thing, you're just going to go point to point, and did I tell you this size? It is 3 3/4 by 5. A little smaller, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, so point and make sure you're not hanging off your card front. And there we go. Oh darn, I think I just put it on upside down. This does have a right, this one does have, what do we want to say? Dimension, it is dimensional, so make sure that you got the right, right side up when you're putting this down. You need to come down a little bit more, just like so. Come on, Barb. That's good. All right. There's what we have. Now, let's take this tag, and this tag is actually going to kind of lean to the opposite way. Not a ton, but there you go. And I'm going to go ahead and put my wishes on first, and this is just put on with regular adhesive or, you know, your liquid glue if that's what you use. And there we go. So wishes is going to come off the page just a sliver, and let's do that. The end of your S is going to come off a little bit, and then we have the word best. We do this. There we go. And again, this is so easy to use, and I love this concept. All right, and then this is gonna just go kind of like that. Best wishes. Now, let's take this little guy right here, this tiny little gold piece that I did. Now, I did not put adhesive sheet on the back of the gold, so you got to use some sticky on that. So, I'm just gonna go on the back there. This is going to come down a little bit. Oh, I'm stuck. There we go. I'm just going to kind of bring this, let's go like that. Okay. And then this piece, I'm going to trim it down a little bit. But again, the glue dots are amazing by adhering material to your paper. Some people use the liquid glue. I use the glue dots. They are amazing. So this is actually just going to go right here, and of course it's way too big, so let me oh, you know what, it's on the hole, so I didn't glue this down yet, and my glue dot went through the hole, so let's glue this down. There we go. Alright, so there is that, and let's go this way a tad, just like so. Beautiful. Just like that, and get my ribbon scissors and trim this down. Right there. And let's go over here. See how that looks. That looks pretty good. There we are. That is, oh, we're not done. We have these guys. So if we look on the inside, I just went ahead and put the gold and followed that through to the inside with these other two leaves that are in the die cuts. of the words and wishes. All right, so let's do the big one there and the smaller one here. There you go. And there is card number 2. So I hope that you will try. If you don't have the stamp set, I really believe you can get tons of use out of this bundle. I will have the item numbers in the description that you could go right to my website and choose those and put them on your order. So let me go ahead and bring the cards here. So there is 1 and here is 2. So these are the 2 cards that we created using words and wishes. Great, great bundle. I'll just take a second if you want to take a screenshot there. But I hope that you will take a moment and give me a comment. I hope that you will come back and see what I have as you get notifications, and subscribe and enjoy the projects. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.